Hello world, my name is Wilbert Cruz and I will be presenting my speech over the New York Times editorial, Facebook, and the digital virus called fake news. To begin with, like famous Drake singer says in his hit song, I got fake people showing fake love to me straight up to my face. Okay, this song relates to some news sources providing us with false information straight up to our face. I completely agree with the position in the New York Times editorial because it claims that some news sources hand out false information, which influences people to make wrong decisions. However, I would like to refute this New York Times editorial because of the lack of reliable sources and misleading information. The author made it a little tough to find the 3 main points that could be refuted, but here are the main 3 that I chose. Number 1, BuzzFeed is not a reliable source to gather information from. Number 2, it gives information on facts, but we do not know where these facts come from. And number 3, social media will not help society grow and be more informed over social issues if we continue to get fake news. To begin with, BuzzFeed is not a reliable source to get information from. Throughout the editorial, they give an example of the top 20 fake news getting more attention than top 20 real news. BuzzFeed has a history of giving irrelevant information that makes no sense. If BuzzFeed themselves don't consider them serious, then how do we know the information they're giving us is actually real? I read this post from The Guardian. It says, BuzzFeed is the irrelevant U.S. news and entertainment website taken by the social web by storm. This is inadequate for this editorial because if they're trying to prove a point across, then how are they going to give us irrelevant information from an irrelevant source? This refutes the claim of fact with additional facts. Furthermore, this leads to my second main point, which is the editorial gives information on facts, but we do not know where these facts come from. The line I'm going to refute from the editorial is, in countries like Myanmar, deceptive internet content has reportedly contributed to ethnic violence, and it has influenced elections in Indonesia, the Philippines, and elsewhere. Social media sites have also been used to spread information about the referendum peace in Colombia and about Ebola in West Africa. Although I believe this is true, I don't know where this information comes from. So the fact that I don't know where it comes from gives me an idea in my head that it's probably fake. So, according to the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay, in order to know if this information is reliable or not, a source should be provided. They say, quote, credible website like books and scholarly articles should cite the source of information provided. Simple. Overall, if the editor had listed these sources, I would not be talking about this. They failed to do so, so now they have left doubt throughout their writing. The more credible sources, the less arguable their writings become. Now that I listed my first 2 main points, it leads to my third and final point. Social media will not help people grow if it continues to lie to people. The line I'm about to refute comes from an editorial, which is said by Facebook chief executive, Mr. Zuckerberg. It quotes, bringing more honest and transparent dialogue around government that could lead to more direct empowerment of people, more accountability for officials, and better solutions to some of the biggest problems of our time. I generally do not agree with this, because if we receive false information, then it would be like if we were blindfolded taking actions. With that being said, the line from the editorial I was reading was a claim of value, which I refuted with claims of fact. In conclusion, I have really enjoyed my editorial and have gained a remarkable amount of knowledge throughout this process. I have talked about why I agreed with it, but how I still disagreed, giving 3 main points, which consisted of reliable sources, providing a source in general, and social media not boosting the world if it continues to give out fake news. I want to give a special thanks out to my TA and to everyone watching. Thank you.